Hi, this is Michael from Digital Product Pro, and in this video, we're going to be covering on-page SEO. So let's get started. If you watched my previous video, this should look familiar. On-page SEO is the data files that live on your website, including text, images, and videos. Now, it's very important that we have these things in place before we get into off-page SEO, which I'm going to cover in the next video. Let's start with H tags. That stands for header tags. This is how Google reads and understands the content on your site. So you can have a much better understanding of what I'm talking about. Let's take a live look at one of my client sites. So as you can see, we're looking at one of my client sites right now that offers Orange County CPR classes. This, what you're looking at right here, where my cursor with the orange circle is over, this is the H1 tag. And I'm going to go into the back end of the site and show you how I did this. So now we're in the back end of the site, and you can see, just to let you know, I'm using the Divi theme that's created by Elegant Themes. I believe it is the #1 theme in the world. I've had great results from it, and I highly recommend it. I'll put a link in the description if you wanted to check it out. But I wanted to show you how I put that H1 tag in there. Okay, so let's go to the visual builder. Okay, now you can see the site looks very similar. It's just a little scrunched up because it's its menu is not as large as it was in the front end. But as you can see, as I hover over here, you'll see this says paragraph, but when I hover over this, it says H1. And you have all these options to choose from, right? You can use all different header tags all the way up to 6. But for this one, of course, I'm going to keep it as 1. And if you wanted it not to be a header tag at all, you would change it just to regular text, which would be paragraph at the very top. But of course, I'm not going to do that because I want this to stay as the H1. Very, very important. Now, as I go back here, I just wanted to give you an example of the H1. I'm not going to go through all of them. But another thing I very, very highly recommend, it's almost at this point mandatory, is to have an SEO plugin. Now, there's many different options. I prefer one called SEO Press. I've used a ton of them. I've used Yoast. I've used a bunch of other ones I'm not going to list. SEO Press is, at this time, my favorite one I've ever used. For the Pro version, it's by far the most affordable. When I've looked at other SEO Pro plugins, it's compared to Yoast, it's far cheaper, and I've had much better results with it. So this is what SEO Press looks like. It'll be at the bottom of every page if you're using WordPress and Divi. As you can see, it allows you to put your title tag in your meta description in here. This is basically what shows up on Google, gives you a preview right here. As you can see, this looks like a Google result because this is what it will show up like. Allows you to put in your target keywords. I just have one here, Orange County CPR classes, and it gives you kind of a checklist here. Don't pay attention to this. This is the home page, so that's why it's just showing up here. This red X doesn't mean anything. But as we go through here, we have our H1, which is in green, H2, which is in green, and H3, which is in green. So by having this, and I showed you the example of the H1 as the title text, you can do that throughout the page. I'm not going to go through every single one, but it's very important because Google now knows that this site is about Orange County CPR classes. Now, if you just have this text in regular paragraph text, I'll go back to what I showed you before, go back to the visual builder. If I were to go back and change this, make it look the same, but if I were to, change this to say just paragraph instead of H1, then Google doesn't really know that this is exactly about Orange County CPR classes. It would most likely pick it up anyway, but if you really want to optimize this, you want to make sure that the main, the keyword you're trying to rank for is the H1 tag. Now let's cover keyword density. The main point I want you to remember is do not stuff your keywords into your content. Write like a real human, not a machine. So here's what I mean by keyword stuffing. As we already covered, Orange County CPR classes, that's our H1 tag, right? That would be if I took this same keyword, Orange County CPR classes, and I stuffed it in to this title, and I stuffed it into this text right here, and I just kept on putting in, and I configured that word, Orange County CPR classes, over and over and again into this text. And it wouldn't look natural, and Google's gonna just pick it up and go, it's in there way too many times. We know what you're trying to do. Okay, so I wanna show you when I go back here, I'm gonna go back to the block editor, and I'm gonna show you in the SEO Press plugin, as I scroll to the bottom here, it's gonna show me the percentage of keyword density right here. You can see Orange County CPR classes was found 4 times, right? With a keyword density of 0.1. Now that's actually pretty low. Now I could actually go through my content again and actually place the keyword in maybe 1 or 2 more times, but the site is already ranking well, and I don't need to do that. You're much better off just having your keyword in the H1 tag and in the H2 and H3 tags, and maybe a little bit scattered in your text, completely depending on how many words are in your text. As you can see here, word counter, I have 3,855 words found, 367 unique words found. And this will let you know if you don't have enough content. It'll tell you, hey, you need to write more content on this page. So I hope that makes sense. The main point to take away is, of course, just don't try to cram the keyword in there over and over and over again. So now let's talk about images. So let's keep it simple. Google wants your title of your images to include the alt text, which stands for alternative text, which is put in place mainly for people that are visually impaired. We're also going to go over videos, and I highly recommend you use YouTube for everything. As far as SEO, Google owns YouTube, so it's the best thing for video search. I don't even really mess around with anything else unless you're trying to hide the controls for some reason on the video player. That's the only reason you would really need to use another video hosting service. But YouTube is free, so if you're trying to rank something, in my opinion, nothing's going to work better than YouTube at this time. So let's go back over to the same client site, and I will show you a kind of a deeper dive into images and videos. All right, so you can see we're back in my client's site right here, and what I want to talk about first is images. So we're going to scroll down here. Let's just select this one. As I select the image, now I've already uploaded this, quite a while ago, but I'm going to find this image down here. First, I want to draw to your attention the size of the file, the image file, 152 kilobytes right here. The main thing you want to remember is don't upload into your site gigantic images, because they will take too long to load, and Google can penalize you negatively if your site takes too long to load. It can impact your SEO efforts if your site takes a long time for the images to come up. So with that said, in the title, you can see I have the title here. This is Orange County CPR classes first aid class. I can't remember exactly what I titled this, but as I go over, first aid certification. So I'm basically telling Google exactly what this image is about. And I'm taking the same thing right here, and I'm basically copying it and I'm pasting it in the alt text here. And this stands for alternative text right here. And like I've already stated, this is put in place by Google mainly for people who are visually impaired. So with that said, now we'll talk about videos. Okay, so as you can see, I have a YouTube video embedded right here. And this is the code from YouTube. And what I want to let you know is, as you can see in the title right here, right? If I click on it, it's going to start playing. But you can see in the title, it says Orange County CPR classes, right? That title of the YouTube video matches our H1 tag here, Orange County CPR classes. Really simple, right? So just think of that is a good, when you're designing your homepage, just think, okay, the main title of my site, which for this example is Orange County CPR classes. I want my YouTube. I highly recommend you use YouTube because Google owns YouTube. So for SEO, it's, in my opinion, the best option you can have. As you can see, it's the identical thing. So just have a keyword matching phrase. Orange County CPR classes, Orange County CPR classes. Of course, whatever you're trying to rank for, it's going to be different than this, but we're just using this for an example. So after that, I want to show you one more thing. I'm going to go back to the visual builder. And once I have this, this is where this YouTube video is right here. But now we're in just the block builder, so you can't actually see everything. Same content, just in a different version. As I scroll down here, this is the plugin, the SEO plugin that I mentioned before, SEO Press, which I'll put a link to in the description. They have an option for a video sitemap right here. As you can see, as I click on that, you'll see I have one added right here, video Orange County CPR classes. So what they allow you to do is you can put in the URL of the video, the title, the description, and the video thumbnail. And what this does is it helps out with your SEO even more. You can put the video duration. They have a bunch of different options. I don't put in all of them. Your tags. Fill in as many as possible. But the ones, really the ones that are required right here, that's the ones, of course, that you want to make sure to do. So just another great option, very easy. Like I said, with video, I just highly recommend YouTube if you're trying to rank, especially for local SEO, because Google owns YouTube, right? So they intertwine together. They purchase YouTube a long ways back for this sole intention to blend YouTube, all YouTube results into the Google search engine. So that's about it for this section. Thanks so much for watching this entire video. I really appreciate it, and I hope it helps out your marketing. If you'd like my personal help to rank your business website on the first page of Google for the keywords that your ideal customers are searching for every day, then please don't hesitate to give me a call. My number is 949-233-6861. I also highly encourage that you visit my website, which is digitalproductpro.com, which you can find in the description below. Thanks so much, and I look forward to connecting with you.